take a picture.
Okay.
Ho there! You! Guard!
What is it, Cook?
Where are you taking that man?
To the dungeon.
Oh my!
To the dungeon? Why, what's he done, poor fellow?
It was nothing really. All I did was ask the princess's hand in marriage.
And him a peasant.
A peasant? Why, a peasant can't marry a princess.
I don't see why not. I'm handsome and clever. And I'm awfully fond of the princess. She's awfully fond of me too.
She is?
Oh my, yes. I come to the palace every day to deliver vegetables. The princess thinks I'm wonderful and I think she is wonderful.
The princess can't marry a peasant. I tell you, she has to marry someone rich and famous and noble and...
Like the Duke. The Duke is 50 years old and dull too. The princess would never marry him.
The princess will marry whomever her father tells her to marry. Here, I'm sure you'll want a wealthy son-in-law because they say the royal treasury is almost empty.
Besides, I told you not to ask the king today. If you'd asked him some other time, he might only have exiled you. But he's awfully upset today.
Why?
It was the soup you sent up. He said it was horrible and threw it on the floor.
Oh my!
Well, come on, peasant.
To the dungeon we must go, we must go, we must go to the dungeon.
Oh no, oh dear, the king didn't like the soup and I took so much trouble with it.
Cook, something terrible.
What? What is it?
The king, he's coming here.
What?
The king, but he's never been in the kitchen before.
This is terrible. Here now, both of you all stop working. We'll have to straighten this kitchen out.
Well, so this is the kitchen. At least you're working. Now, who made that awful soup?
I did, Your Majesty.
It was horrible, horrible. Do you hear me?
But Your Majesty, it's really not my fault. The ingredients we've been given lately have been very inferior.
Stuff and nonsense. I can make a better soup than that with my eyes shut. In fact, I'll do it.
But Your Majesty.
Yes, that's exactly what I'll do. And with my eyes shut. Now, out of my way, everybody. What's this?
A mixing spoon, Your Majesty.
Of course, the very thing you're in. Well, I guess I'll need it. Now, let me see. What do I want?
Maybe a bowl, Your Majesty?
Of course, the very thing. You're a very smart girl. All right, I'm ready now. Cook, give me your apron.
But Your Majesty.
Hurry up. Now I'll show you I can do this with my eyes shut. Tie something around my eyes. Hurry up. Now I'll show you I can do this with my eyes shut. Tie something around my eyes. Cook.
Your Majesty, I don't really think...
Be quick about it. There, I'm ready to begin.
What will you do first, Your Majesty?
Let me see. Have you any water?
Oh, a nice kettle full, Your Majesty.
Well, pour some in the bowl. Now, I think I'd like a little flour. Cook. What's this?
That's sauce, Your Majesty. You don't want that for soup.
Silence. That's exactly what I want.
But Your Majesty.
Who's making this, you or I?
You are, Your Majesty.
Very well, then. Now, what next?
Maybe a little salt?
Very well, then. Now that. That's just what I was about to say myself. Put some in. How much did you put in?
Just a dash, as the good cookbooks say.
Cookbooks, cookbooks. What do I care about cookbooks? You cook. Do you use cookbooks?
Oh, yes, Your Majesty.
Then what? Then that's what's the matter with your cooking. No imagination. Whoever here Have you ever heard of a dash of salt? We want this to flavor, don't we? Where's that salt shaker? This is the way to do it. There, that's better.
Oh, here you are, Father. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Now, my dear, don't bother me. I'm very busy.
Father, I must talk to you. Have you seen my peasant anywhere? He's usually here by 11 o'clock with the vegetables.
Oh, him? Yes, I saw him and threw him in the dungeon.
What?
Now, let me see. What next?
But Father, why?
Are you still here? Go away.
Father, why did you throw him in the dungeon?
Who?
Father, stop it. You know who I mean.
Oh, that peasant. Yes, I had to throw him in the dungeon. He had the colossal nerve to ask for your hand in marriage.
He did? You have to let him out of the dungeon. I want to marry him.
Nonsense. You can't marry a peasant, and you know it. What this family needs is a relative with some money. Now, find someone with royal blood and lots of money, and you can marry him.
I want to marry my peasant.
There, don't cry. Look at this nice thing Daddy made for you. See?
What is it?
I don't know. Why don't you taste it?
It looks awful. What do you suppose it is, Cook?
I'm sure. I don't know, Your Highness. It's not porridge.
Of course it's not porridge. It's well, I don't know. All of you. Don't all of you stand there. What is it?
I really don't think it's soup, nor stew.
This is a problem. I have one of my wonderful ideas.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Father, what is it this time?
We'll have a contest. Whoever can guess what this is wins a reward.
And what will the reward be, Your Majesty?
Why, the hand of the princess in marriage. Of course.
Father!
Certainly. You want to have a lovely wedding and get lots of presents, don't you?
Yes, but...
Now, let me see. Who shall we have enter the contest?
What about the Duke, Your Majesty?
Of course. Now, kitchen maid, run quickly and tell the guard to tell the footman to send the Duke here immediately.
But I don't want to marry the Duke. He's the dullest man in the palace.
Well, he can't be so dull, he won't be able to tell you what this is.
How will you know if he's right anyway? You don't know what it is yourself.
Nonsense. Here comes the Duke now.
Your Majesty, good afternoon. Making a little tour of the kitchens, I see. We in this country are so fortunate we have a king who takes an interest in these simple matters. I have always said,
Save that for an after-dinner speech.
yes, and Your Highness, how beautiful you look today.
King, all right. Let's get on with it. Now, Duke, can you tell me what I've made here in this bowl?
What you've made, Your Majesty?
Yes, of course, I made it. And if you can tell me what it is, you win the hand of that princess in marriage.
Well, that would indeed be an honor. Now, let me see. Could it be pudding?
Pudding, of course not. You nincompoop, why would I have made a pudding? You must really be dull.
Oh, no, I'm not. Not at all, Your Majesty. Maybe if I could just taste it. I'm sure it would be delicious.
Well, what? Speak up, man. What is he trying to say?
I don't know. I told you he was dull. Well, there you are, Father. He doesn't know what you've made, so I don't have to marry him.
Congratulations, Your Highness.
Well, just because he's dull doesn't mean everyone is. Let's see, who shall we ask next? What about you, guard?
Father,
Oh, I'm afraid it wouldn't be fair for me to enter the contest, Your Majesty. I'm already married.
Well, don't stand there gaping. Go and find someone.
Father, this is so silly.
Not at all. By now I'm curious myself to find out what I've made. It's too thick for soup.
And too thin for porridge.
Your Majesty, I have someone for the contest.
Well, send him in. Send him in.
All right, you, come on in.
My peasant, my very own dear peasant.
My princess, my very own dear princess.
What is all this?
This is Your Majesty, this is an unexpected pleasure, but I really don't have to come all the way down. You really don't have to come all the way down to the kitchen to see me. I would have been glad to come up all the way to the throne room.
Who let you out of the dungeon?
I did, Your Majesty. You said you wanted someone to enter the contest.
Guard, I didn't tell you to empty out the dungeon. Can't you find anyone in the palace with royal blood?
Oh, this is wonderful. Father, please let him try. He's so clever. He will win the contest so you can marry me. Won't you, dear peasant?
Of course.
What is the contest?
I made a perfectly wonderful dish of something or other, and whoever can tell me what it is receives the hand of the princess in marriage.
Oh, go ahead, dear. Guess what Father's made.
Ah,
Delicious, isn't it?
indeed, yes. Let me see. Ah, of course, I have it.
What is it? What is it?
What is it? What is it?
Now, just a minute. There.
What are you doing?
Now, let's see. Aha! Just as I thought. Congratulations, Your Majesty.
What for?
You are a genius, an absolute genius. Why, this glue is as strong as iron.
What?
Glue?
Glue?
Glue? You're a genius, an absolute genius. Why, this glue is as strong as iron. See? The sole of my shoe was falling off. Now it's as tight as glue.
So, you think I'm a genius, do you?
Certainly. You'll be famous, rich too. We'll put these in bottles and sell it everywhere. Let's see. We could call it King's Glue. Go out today and buy King's Glue. Through thick and thin, it sticks with you.
I knew you were clever. We gave some to the Duke, and he didn't know what it was.
The Duke ate some? Just as I thought. His teeth are stuck together.
Oh my. It serves him right. The fellow ought to have none better than to glue. Here, guard, take him up to the royal dentist. It doesn't look a little like glue. How clever I am.
You've won the contest. Now we can be married.
This is terrible. What will my prime minister say when he hears I am to have a peasant for a son-in-law?
Never you mind. When we tell him how much money will go to the royal treasury from your glue, he won't care about it. Of course it will mean you'll have to spend most of your time in the kitchen.
It's not so bad down here, and I'll always have something to eat. As for you, cook,
Yes, Your Majesty.
off to cooking school you go, and don't come back till you have a diploma. Take the kitchen maids with you. Now, you two run along. I want to start working.
All right, Your Majesty. See you at the wedding.
Now, let me see. What did I do first? Did I put 1 cup of flour in, or 2, was it now? And how much salt? Oh well, go out today and buy King's Glue through thick and thin, it sticks with you.